of the podcast. Uh, Seems like everybody really enjoyed the first go around and had some really good questions. Still working on the uh, technical stuff, but we're working through it, kind of doing some different angles and whatnot. So appreciate the feedback and everybody, and I'm ready for round two. So on this one, I'll get to everybody's questions later on, but if you want to start filing in and putting those there, I'll get to those at the very end. But my topic today is more had some good conversations with some realtors this week, and one of them was a realtor that I've worked with before, and super sweet, one of the nicest realtors I've ever talked to. Known her for many years. Love her to death. She's a good soul. Anyways, she's very early on in her investing career. I think she had some properties passed down to her uh, from her father, and she's been kind of running with it. And I guess she was putting some money into some properties and kind of wanted my take on it because she knew I had a few myself and picked up a few over the last few years. And so this 2 minute conversation of her showing my property turned into half hour of just blessed conversation about real estate and investing. And so, um, she was wondering how much she should be putting into this property because it was turning over, and she was looking for, I think the numbers were like $1,200 rent. And if she put some money into it, maybe she'd get 14 or $1,600 a month. And so we were kind of going through it. She's talking about painting and doing some carpets and stuff like that. And so I think she was up to like $18,000 or something crazy with like light fixtures and whatnot. And so it can add up for sure. It doesn't seem like a lot at the beginning, but also $400 or $500 extra per month adds up as well. So we were talking. She was like, I don't know if this is always worth it because the cash flow is not as worth. But if you got a good tenant in there, making good money for months and months, uh, turns into years, and you make them happy and they pay on time, like you can make up that 18 grand really quick. But also for people that are maybe not into real estate right now or investing, it's with interest rates being as high as they are, they can be really hard to make anything cash flow. And that's what a lot of people look at is like, oh, it's all about cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. But really, I think there's a bigger picture to it. And one of them is obviously it could be taxes. Taxes are a big thing. Cash flow is another. But also another thing to look at that I don't think a lot of people look at is uh, the ability of people paying down your mortgage. And let's just say your rent is $1,500, and they're like, okay, well, let's just say it's even. Your expenses are $1,500, your rent is $1,500, you're just breaking even every month. Okay, that doesn't sound like a very good property to be investing in. Well, I'd probably beg to differ because out of that $1,500 that they are uh, paying you per month, that's going towards principal. It might be $700-800 depending on where you are in the loan. Probably at the very beginning, it's probably about half. So at the very least, whenever you sell that property, you're going to get 500, 600, $700. And then obviously once you get towards the end of the loan, it's almost 100%. So I don't think even breaking even is that bad, even in this market, because when you go forward, it's not going to be even. Hopefully you refinance and your interest rate goes down. Now you're cash flowing maybe a couple $100, but then let's say another couple years goes by and the market says rent's another $200 more. Well, guess what? Now your cash flow is $400. Break even's not so bad anymore, don't you think? So something to think about. Thinking outside the box a little bit on, okay, so interest rates are super high and I'm just not going to do it right now. Well, I think no matter what market it is, I like to try to pick up a couple of properties because I know over time time can make any investment property much better. Now, there's always some better than others, but if you can get it to as close to breaking even as possible, or I mean, I think I bought a couple properties and it was negative $25 cash flow, but I think right now, over 3 years that I've owned it, they've paid down my mortgage maybe $30,000, $40,000. But I was cash flowing $25. Now I think I'm cashing $250. So a lot can change with time. So I would keep an open mind when it comes to things like that. So um, that's kind of the topic that I wanted to talk to you today, because it just kind of realized like some things that I think about that maybe not other people think about, even when they are investors themselves. So we can always get better by talking to different people and getting different um, ideas and things. And so that can keep them positive on like, okay, yes, this is worth it, because I know it is. I know it is. Like I can't wait to see where I am 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. So I would just say, kind of going back to last week, was with Greg's question, and you just got to start. Find something that's in a good market that almost cash flows, even if it's not. I mean, if you can get something that cash flows, then obviously it's a really good deal and you should probably jump all over it. So have a good realtor, try to get the best rate you can. I would try to put down as little as possible. That's just me. I don't want to put too much money into it. And then, that makes it harder for me to get into another one. So if I had $100,000 and you can put down, 50 grand on two properties, I'd rather get two properties than put 100 grand down on one. And it's not going to add up as fast, and your ROI is a less amount. So something to other keep in mind. But that's all I got for you today. But just wanted to come on here again, and I'll probably see you here in a few days. But that was the one thing that this week that I wanted to talk about. After I got off the phone with that realtor, I knew that that's the topic was going to be about. It's just thinking outside the box, details that maybe people are not thinking, just past cash flow, like, oh, I've got to make $200 cash flow. Well, there's other reasonings behind it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be back in a few days. And if you got any questions that you'd like me to answer in the future, comment below. I'll get to them next time. So I appreciate it. Thanks for all the love. Thanks.